So what I have here is cutting from flowers that I was given from my friend. Um, Basically, I have put it in a vase for over a week or a week and a half now. And it doesn't look like it wants to root, so this procedure doesn't work, and it is just with plain water. Some plant, if you just put it in a vase like this, for example, basil, if you take a little cutting of basil and you put it in a vase like this and then you started rooting it, the it will form roots and then you will get a new plant. But apparently these two type of flowers does not take root by just soaking it into the water. What it actually does is that it's hurting the plant or the cutting. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it out of the vase, take it out of the flower, because see this brown part here, it should grow roots, but it's not growing roots. So I'm gonna put it into the soil. I'm gonna show you how I will trim it, and after trimming it I will show you how I'm gonna start rooting it. So this is just like a vase of water with no hormones or anything to the water, so it's not rooting. What we're gonna do is we're gonna try to trim it back, trim the the part here, because it's actually turning brown and it's not forming roots. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna trim off. I'm gonna trim off the damaged part here, and I'm gonna start over. I'm gonna dip this into water, and then I have this here. It's called the take root rooting hormone, which means that it will help produce roots for your cutting. So here it is. It's a white color powder, and it's called rooting hormone, and you can get this at any of your local I got mine at Home Depot, but you can get it at any local place where they sell gardening supplies, etc. So basically what I'm gonna do is with a pot of soil, I am going to put my plant straight into a little pot of soil to start it, like I'm planting it. Okay, so this here, I'm gonna put it aside, and I am going to start with the other plant. This plant here has a beautiful color pink, and it is called a Brazilian plume plant, which has it's so pretty, it's beautiful. So I'm gonna do the same thing, because what happened is that when I put them in directly into the water, it did not grow very well. So because it didn't grow very well, what I'm gonna need to do is I'm going to actually need to restart the whole entire process. So by restarting it, I'm gonna have to trim it back again to make sure that there's plenty of space for it to start a new plant. So I'm gonna cut the tip off. I'm gonna dip it in water, and I'm gonna dip it into my rooting hormone right here. And then I'm going to actually put it straight into the soil. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give it some water. So now when you root your plant, sometime what you need to do is trim back any leaves that it look like it's unhealthy. So I have one leaf here, it's yellow, one small leaf over here, and one leaf over here. And then I'm gonna trim most of the leaves that looks very unhealthy, and it doesn't have it. So you want to make sure that your plant have some leaf, but not plenty of leaf, and you don't want your plant to have don't want to keep the leaf that are too weak, because it doesn't do your plant any good. So there we go. We have this in a pot. Then I have another one here, the same type of flower, but see how the heat have burned the leaf? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut, trim the leaf, trim off the leaf, and I'm gonna trim the bottom part. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dip it in water. And then once I dip it in water, I'm gonna dip it in my solution. Water, take some water, dip it in the rooting system right here. That just helps create the hormones for your plant. And you're just gonna dip it into your soil, and you're just gonna put enough soil for your plant to take root. And after I'm done, I will show you what I do to keep the soil moist. And you don't have to worry about coming back and watering your plant. So it's very convenient, because honestly, with everything that's going on, with my busy schedule, I really don't have the time to actually get things water every single day. I only water my plant once a week. Okay, so this I hope these grow, because these are hummingbirds flowers, which mean hummingbird love them, love to eat these flowers or drink the nectar from these flowers. So it's very beneficial. So here we are, the solution. Dip it in, shake it in here, make sure it stays, and get a pot, stick them in, and keep them water. Basically, that's all you have to do. It's so easy. And by doing this, I have so many rare and unique plants, and it's all in different pots, different time of blooming. So throughout this year, I have a lot of blooms to share. So I hope you like to see what I'm doing. If you have any question, let me know. Thank you for hanging in there with me for about 8 minutes or so. Have a good day, take care, and stay safe.